Hello. So that last video started to get me thinking about the transparency of the experience as you're going through it with the narcissist. And there are a few things I want to mention. When we are finding ourselves in the relationship, whether you are new supply, ex-supply, an ex-wife, the new, whatever, transparency is key. Meaning, if you allow yourself to be victim to being the narcissist's secret that he doesn't tell anybody, that's a really bad, extra bad, wicked bad sign. Wicked bad. And I didn't deal with that because, and I talked about this on the last video, when I was new supply, before I was the girlfriend, well, it happened very fast that new supply and girlfriend were kind of combined. I didn't know he was talking to the supply before me for a continued almost year. Until the year was up, I found it. When we were breaking up, I found it. After we broke up, I think I found it. We were still hanging out. He'd try to show me his phone. Every time I would find something new, I'd be like, oh, you were talking to them for a year? Oh, it was horrible. I felt terrible. With the new girlfriend, every single time he tried to call me, I said, are you telling her you're contacting me? This is terrible. I said, don't. And that's when I ended up stopping talking to him, because I'm not going to be that for another girl. I'm not going to do that to somebody else. And I just feel like when you are with the narcissist, open honesty has to be on all fronts. Meaning, you don't want to be a secret for yourself and for the other person. You don't want to do that to another person. Be the girl on the down low that he's seeing. You don't want to be that person. And if you catch wind that you are a secret and you start to catch on and he doesn't introduce you to anybody, maybe you don't even know that you're the secret. Maybe you don't know. You can tell if you're not a secret. You know what I mean? My narcissist, I met all 3 of his sons. I met his mother. Some of these people FaceTime because it was the corona year, some in person. But in other words, I didn't feel I was a secret. I had no idea he was still trying to contact the old, and which, by the way, was never going to come to fruition. She lives in a different part of the country. It's just to keep her on the bench, I think. And I had no idea when I was in it, in the love bombing, that he was going to be trying to contact and garner new. But I certainly didn't think I was a secret, and I guess I was to that old supply, and that makes me feel terrible. That's why I say don't let yourself be that. I feel terrible. I wish I could call her and say, I'm so sorry. I had no idea that you were still because I could tell from the ex-supply's communication to him that she thought he was coming back. She didn't know he had moved on and was now courting a new person, me, and telling me that I was all that in a bucket of chicken. This lady thinks he's coming back to her. She doesn't know. And then she found out I existed, and then she was heartbroken. I read all of this after we broke up. I was devastated because he kept the thread hidden under a name that I wouldn't have recognized. One of those times post-breakup, he gave me his phone. I was like, all right. You can always find something if you're given enough time. I was like, you've been talking to her this whole time? How awful are you? Like, I was devastated at being a secret as much as I was devastated by the narcissist treatment. Like, how? That's just a fellow sister. And I was the cause of her pain. I was the cause for her pain. I was the new supply. Like the new supply was the cause of my pain. And it has nothing to do with the person. It could have been anybody. It's the act that they do. It's the fact that they go to do it. It's the fact that they lie to you about it and all of this. It has nothing to do with the new supply. She doesn't know what's coming either. No idea what's coming. And they have no idea that once he's with them, now I'm a secret again. It took me a minute to catch on to that too. I said, wait a minute, you have a girlfriend, I think, don't you still? Like, I just started to catch on by the patterns of behavior. He kept coming through town pretending like he didn't have. Finally, I said, no, this isn't right. Yes, you do. You have a full-out girlfriend, don't you? I had no idea. He wasn't behaving like someone that had a girlfriend. I had no idea that they had new supply that had become, in her mind at least, very serious. And that's what we're talking about here. Because I guess how serious can they ever think it is, whether you're a secret or not? But the new supply certainly thought that she was serious. She didn't know that she was a secret from me. The ex-supply that he's trying to get back together with, which I guess not really, because he had new supply. They just play this game. Wherever you are on it, just give thought to the person that might be in secret. Don't let yourself be in secret. Don't let yourself be the girl that he's contacting, even if you're his ex-girlfriend and you went out with him for 5 years and he's with somebody new a month. So you feel your relationship trumps their month. I don't care. Don't let him lean on you and call into you and gain your wisdom and love and affectations through the phone or over the phone because he's having a hard time with the new supply. No. No. You're being secret if he does that. You're the secret now. Doesn't matter you went out with him for 5 years. You're the shady, seedy person that he's contacting behind this person's back. There's so much shadiness and seediness in their existence and in their cycle that I just talked about, which led me to that I don't want anyone to ever be complicit. We can stop them from some of their activities if we challenge them. Now that's hard for some of you. You might be knee-deep in a relationship with somebody you think you love and he's married. Well, I don't need to get into why that's such a dangerous and awful situation. But your narcissist, if they are taken and you're the secret, or if you're the girlfriend and they have a secret, it's never good for anybody and it's awful for everyone involved. And you have to take pity on whoever is the secret. I mean, that's a terrible place to be. And if you find yourself in a position where your narcissist is promising you the world, but you are new supply that doesn't even get like a place at the dinner table, you're a secret. You can tell. Does he bring you around his family, his friends, whatever? He can still do that and be a narcissist. Don't let that charm you. But I mean, are you a secret in this person's life? Narcissists will do that. They don't want to integrate every single person that they meet into their entire circle. They would never want to do that. They can't because they would look ridiculous. They'd have 10 people meeting their family every year. Which is something that when he did that, I met a few members of his family and friends, cousins, what. I thought, oh, all right, it seemed genuine. It seemed genuine because I missed other red flags. And maybe because I was being so difficult, maybe that's why I got the family introductions. Maybe it was to appease me. Maybe it was that calculated. Well, I know how to appease this girl. I'll show her how serious I am. Maybe that's why. But generally, there's a lot of secrecy, and I don't want any of us to be the victim of that again, or cause anyone else to be the victim of that, and or be hurt by their secret. That really crushed me. So watch out for that. And if your narcissist is trying to hang on to you and they're trying to entertain a new person, tell them to go pound sand. No. Don't allow yourself. Now what? You're better than that. We are all better than being someone's secret. I don't think so. I want the first place. I don't want to be runner-up. And you shouldn't want that for yourself. Ever. But take pity on anyone, regardless of where they fall, because the narcissist doles out heart-wrenching behaviors, regardless of whether you are in the forefront or you're the secret, or you know what I mean? They're going to dole it out. So try to just have pity and sympathy for each other.